here at Anthony Anderson's place is called A Few Nice Things, isn't it?
That's correct.
Okay, and he is in the antique business extraordinaire, isn't that right, Buford?
Absolutely.
He's got things in here that's prettier than a shiny knife, I'll tell you. But I just want to thank you for being our guest today on the show.
Well, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me on the show.
Nice
All right, you ask him a question or two, and I'll sit back and listen.
Well, first of all, a lot of the people at home don't know the difference between, let's say, what's collectible, what's an antique, vintage. All these words get passed around, and some of them are interchangeable, some of them aren't. Right? We just kind of want to know about that.
Beautiful, good question. First of all, an antique has to be at least 100 years of age.
You mean like him?
Well, if he's 100 years of age, yes. But
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That consists of antique.
He just has to do that. I got to keep him lying from here and there anyway.
Vintage is 20 years, at least 20 years old.
Okay.
And so we have a range from 20 to 50 years.
20 to 50.
Actually,
All right, now I have a question. That's actually, I was just kidding you, Buford. That's a good question. What is the difference between, what is it we were talking about, the difference between a collectible and antique and vintage? Okay, we kind of touched on that, but what's the difference between, for example, I brought something here today, Anthony, and I'm kind of proud of it. This was my great-granddaddy's, he was 1st Texas Infantry, okay? And he was on the wrong side, as we understand it. But I can blow this thing. I can play this in the key of L, okay? Wait. Okay, anyway, what would something like that be worth?
not much the way you play.
Hush.
This is actually from the Civil War. This
Right.
is an
This I know.
M1860s. It's a Confederate horn,
An
actually.
M1860.
1860s.
Look right in that camera and tell them that same thing you just told me.
This
Yo,
horn in 1860 is valued at about $250.
250
Based on the
smackaroos.
condition of this horn.
250 doubloons. Now see, I'm not going to share that. If I turn that in, and I'm going to share it with him.
All yours.
Well, this horn is also considered an antique and a collectible. Anything from Civil War is collectible.
Anything. Well, okay, I just happen to have one more thing that I dug out of a
What do
tree.
you have?
You leave me alone, you bully. Now, I don't know if the audience can see that. That's a bullet from a 44 caliber pistol that I dug out of the tree. Now, I didn't know that was a 44 caliber. I went and dug it out of a tree in Gettysburg. So there you are. You take a look at that, beauty. Now, what would something like
That's the
that
only,
be worth?
that's
If
the
it's
only way
real.
I want to
No,
take a
that's the
bullet
real
right
McCoy.
there from your hand to mine.
All right. Well, listen. That's the real McCoy right there. What would something like that?
That bullet could range from the price of $50 to as high as the same price as this horn.
Couple of bills.
A couple of bills.
Yep, couple of crocodiles. Okay, all right. Well, there you are. Well, we're going to go and look at a few more of the things in A Few Nice Things. Okay, well, Anthony, I sure appreciate you. I'll go ahead and take that back from you if you don't mind, because I don't want to lose it. It's a family heirloom. And is that how you say that, heirloom?
Heirloom?
Heirloom,
That's
see?
how you spell it. That ain't how you say it.
What do you know about spelling? Anyway,
My name is Buford Taryn.
are you sure?
I'm absolutely positive until you keep asking me.
And I'm Carlisle Feathers, and together we are Taryn and Feathers. We'll be right back.
And now you need equipment, uniforms, apparel for the team and coaches? Call us at N&H Sporting Goods, your local team dealer in Los Angeles. Does your team need spirit packs, t-shirts, shorts, practice jerseys? We got them. We serve high schools, parks, companies, and church leagues. Call us today to look like a team tomorrow at 323-325-2505.
Here you put a great example of an antique. This is called peach blown vase. This is a peach blown glass vase. It is satin glass. This piece, the stem was called applied. It was made separately and applied to the vase. Here's a punto where it was hand blown and cut. Comes in several different colors. This is an antique from the late 1800s. And another favorite piece of mine would be the McCoy vase. This is the real McCoy. Not quite an antique.
I was going to ask you if that's the real McCoy.
This is the real McCoy. Not quite an antique, but it's vintage and collectible.
And about how old is that one right there?
This piece is from the 40s, 1940s.
Really?
Yes.
Well, they took care of it.
They took care of it.
So what you got there for us, Anthony?
This is one of my favorite paintings as well. This is a painting from the late 1800s. It shows the desert, California desert, and it shows the Westerners coming in with the horse and coaches. And this original frame.
Real. This is from when? What period of time did they paint this?
I want to say that this painting was about the 1870s. This frame is dated. This company went out of business with the frame in 1874.
Wow. So like a painting like that, if you were gonna want to buy that thing, how much would that cost you?
This painting I'm selling for $4.99.
That's pretty reasonable. That's pretty nice painting.
Well done.
Mr. Bojangles, we call him BJ. He loves them peanuts, and every now and then Buford and I'll feed him. He's been doing that for 6, 7 years now. He's crazy. Here you go. Come on over. He's kind of selective, but we usually try to use these unsalted nuts, and he'll come around every morning and beg. It's like a vagrant. Kind of reminds me of me.
Well, look at that there. That is beautiful.
Well, thank you.
And who are you, by the way?
My name's Diane Iglesias, and I work here part-time at a few nice things. I work here just to bring my paintings in. And this is one of my favorites. In fact, my mother was an artist, and I never started painting until about 2000. And it's hard for me to believe I could even paint something like this, but it amazes me every time I put paint on a canvas. This particular painting I saw in an antique shop in Santa Fe. I caught my eye in an old magazine, and I had to embellish it a little bit, but the strength of the horses, the colors, the power, it was just a joy to paint.
Well, I noticed over there on the other side of the room, I saw lots of animals, and I liked them, but when I looked over here and I saw this type, which I believe they call it a landscape, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you
Right.
tell me something about these?
Well, this is actually my first dabbling in landscapes. And my granddaughter lives in Santa Barbara, and we were walking along a path there, and I took these pictures and then tried my hand at it and didn't think they came out too bad. I'm always surprised myself when I think that didn't come out too bad. Beautiful area. I loved it, and I thought, just trying to put it on canvas and see how I did. And
So this is all, they're oil paintings?
oil paintings.
Have you ever tried other things? I like the oil. It looks really fine, but I just wondered, did you try acrylics or watercolor or anything like that?
No, it's always been oil.
Because oil's the best in my...
It's the most forgiving.
Yes, it is?
When we make mistakes, and I've made my share,
Well, well,
much easier
did you hear that?
in case anybody wants to paint.
Yeah, I heard it.
Carlisle, if you want to start painting, you better do oil.
I'm never going to try something like that because she's the expert. See, I play the drums, you understand? That's what I do. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, so it's really been nice having you.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Now, that's what you call purtiful right there.
Perfect.
You're prettier than a greasy spoon in a diner, I'll tell you.
Well, thank you for the interview.
See,
Appreciate
normally
it.
he says a bucket full of hog liver, so you went up on that one.
Listen,
I'm
she
one
don't
step
need no
above.
help now. You go ahead and film that one here. We're back.
And we like to take this opportunity just to thank Anthony Anderson,
That's right.
Diane Iglesias there at a few nice things. And we had a really nice time, and they schooled us on the business of antiques and such, and it was a wonderful
Collectibles,
time. Collectibles,
vintage and whatnot.
vintage and
That's right.
whatnot. And, well, I was able to
Swindle.
negotiate. I negotiated
Whatever.
this item right here, and I really like it. And you know what? It's
What?
a really nice piece.
Now, how would you know what a really nice piece is? Okay.
Anyway, and again, we just had a great time, and This is Buford Taryn.
And I'm Carlisle Feathers. Together we are Taryn and Feathers.
Bye, everybody.
Everybody.